just as butthurt as Meg. And she wants Tory to take the fall for everything too, just like Meg. It's just two spiteful birds of the moment. As much as you don't like to hear that, that's how the mentality that they were in. They were thinking like a bird. Two birds right here who were the true two witnesses that could have really, honestly, kept this all from happening in the first place, because they were too spiteful and petty. They wanted Tory to take the fall. So you don't like me calling them bird, that's your problem. That's your problem. At the end of the day, you could change how you think, you know? And that's what matters. What they did was childish. It was irresponsible. And like I said, it could have jeopardized not only Tory, but also innocent lives like Tory's son. Tory's son, you could say whatever, how much you hate Tory for breaking your heart. Tory's son didn't do anything wrong. And taking his dad away from him like that, to put him in prison for years potentially, that's what you're aiming for. Your goal is to put him in bars. All right? As soon as you mention his name, Meg, that's when you dug your own grave. You should have just walked away and said nothing. If you were hurt, okay, walk away and move on with your life. That was the end of that chapter. You didn't have to keep revisiting it. You brought it back and made it worse. You dug your own grave, and you're gonna get bit for this big time. Because you're trying to ruin a kid's life from being able to spend time with his dad. You gotta think about that. That's evil. Okay? That kid didn't do anything wrong to you. Same to you, Kelsey. Selfish reasons. Both of y'all. Shame of yourselves. But Tory's not an angel either. He's not innocent. That's what I said. He was on some fuckboy bullshit. So, if I'm gonna go to the other song, right here, maybe let's see. He goes right here. Got me through, you know. You started taking me too serious, and that's when it's all desolated. You yourself don't even know the full story. Why you letting people escalate it? So he's saying you weren't even really seeing things because you were too busy ducking your head, not even watching what was going on. So why you letting people escalate it when you don't know yourself? Like, you can't really let them speak what isn't true, even though, you know, like, you have no way to back it up. And honestly, I think he's throwing a shade throw. I don't know if he's mentioned Kelsey. I think he did, but Kelsey, in my opinion, probably deserves the biggest burn out of everyone, because I don't know what she did. I don't know if she dug down as well, but I think it happened too quick. Tory grabbed the gun, and she could have seen somebody. I don't know what Kelsey's doing. Meg is one thing. She ducked and she doesn't know. And she's just playing off what she hears and everything. It's like, how you let people tell you that? So that's why I'm saying, Meg, you need to calm down. I don't think Meg is gonna face it as bad as Kelsey will, because like I said, I think Kelsey's the biggest evil out of them all. And I'm not saying that she's a bad person, but what she did right there was just ugly. That's just how I think, man. I think, in a sense, Kelsey's gonna get burnt the most out of everyone here. Not only did she lose her friendship with Meg, but she will completely fall out of the limelight forever. Like, no one's gonna ever care about her, pay attention to her. I mean, that's it. She's gonna be looked like as the biggest Cruella de Vil, because she knew what happened and she never spoke up about it. And she, like I said, she spitefully let Tory take the fall. And unfortunately, it's gonna be her that's gonna cause all this black women are bad, stupid idea again, when that's not true. Not because one spiteful female who came up with an evil plan puts a bad name for the, like, no, that's terrible. Not one apple ruins the whole barrel. Screw that. You take out that rotten apple and you keep that away from the good apples, and you still see those apples are good. That's how I believe it. You know what I mean? So, go to another song. Tory also brings up another point on what's it called? Sorry that I had to. He also mentions, you know, But I am used to the bread, my nigga, watch me rise. I'm watching niggas analyze me, how you protecting me. I'm watching niggas analyze me, how you protecting me, but made this whole plan to fry me. Since the event, you never called me, but you can't deny me. He's calling out guys like Ebro and all that, celebrities out there. If you got shot from behind, how can you identify me? This is the shot that I wanted to tell you right there. That line right there is another shot towards Meg. If you got shot from behind, how can you identify me? Like I said, she got shot from the back of her heel. It was all behind her because she couldn't see anything. So, like I said, picture my back of my heel as her. This is basically the back of her feet. This is the bottom of her feet. This is her Achilles. Like I said, she's like this. All right? You know what I mean? So, I know this looks kind of funky, but either way, she's like right there. And I think, who knows? Her butt's probably sticking up in the air too, but like I said, she's underneath, clearing under the dash right here. She's cleared under that, and like I said, it's just because she's a tall girl, so I can see her legs like that dangling like this, and it's in the way for Tory, who's, yeah, he's 5'7". It is what it is. I'm 6 foot, but either way, you know, it's kind of like an interesting contradiction, you know. Him coming from a lower vantage point, that kind of does, I mean, I hate to say it, but it kind of comes into play and makes it difficult for Tory, even more difficult for him to get an accurate shot on that driver. Because like I said, her foot's like this, so he has a very small room for error and he has to take a chance. And luckily, he didn't blow her damn heel off. That's all it is. I mean, you know what I mean? So, that line right there, but he's like, where is it? Right here. But he goes, it's rap niggas out here telling Megan she should go tell, but she won't tell the truth because I'll be kicked up in my hotel. Meaning Tory will have nothing worried up. He's like, that's it, I won. Because if she tries to confess, she has to tell the truth, and she has to tell what happened. She doesn't know. She already kind of lied a little bit. She's going to get definitely charged for the initial statement, because it's going to come across as basically, I mean, maybe she might have a good lawyer and be able to fight it off, but she will definitely get a charge on her for falsifying an initial statement, because she definitely didn't have bullet shards in the bottom of her heel. Okay, like I said, the TMZ video, no paramedics showed up, so no need for surgery. The only surgery that happened, how she tries to over exaggerate it, was just she had some stitches. They stitched up a laceration. That's all it was at worst. And if there was bullet shards, you must really think that the forensics, you must think that the investigation unit are dumb. You must think the people who, like, cops are one thing, but the investigation unit, when it comes to investigating a possible homicide, or not even homicide, but like a domestic violence, you think they're really stupid, Meg? Do you think that they're not gonna save those bullet shards that hit you for evidence to find out what type of bullet it's made, like what gun it came from, or who made that? Are you really that naive? That just tells me you don't know shit. So to me, it's like, really? You think you can get away with a lie like that? Oh, I'm pretty sure they threw away the bullet shards, or they're not gonna look for it. You stupid as hell. Immediately, as soon as they take out the bullet shards, if it was there, they would have given it to forensics, and they would have tried to figure it out and decode where that bullet came from. You are really underestimating people, and you must be full of yourself. Simple as that. That's on you. And look, when a spiteful live, it's a real trife. You niggas playing Instagram, I'm playing real life. Think I'm finna talk about an open case just for some likes? And yeah, people want to talk shit about him dropping an album because he wants to promote his music. Like, get out of here. That's bullshit, alright? Like I said, it was just his way of making things convenient to be able to tell his side of the story once and not have to go and tell it again, because everyone can hear it. Everyone. There's not a reason for anyone to not be able to hear it. It's on all platforms. That's how it works. So now another line I want to about. This also backs up what happened between Kelsey and Meg. So anyone can lie, but I already read an insider came out and said Meg and Kelsey both banged Tory, and they both had an argument in the car and that's what happened when Tory did a hop step and heard Meg and Kelsey arguing. That's what happened. That's when Tory started leaving, Meg started getting in his face. She might have taken a couple hits to hit him, try to hit him and stuff like that. I think that definitely happened. And they said she was trying to beat up on Tory for doing that and hurting her and whatever. Either way, I think she was trying to beat up on him when they pulled up, but then she saw her gunshots fired. She must have thought that it was Tory. I don't think that's what it was. She heard gunshots fired. She ducked underneath. Then Tory got his gun. I think he was trying to get her off because he saw them coming. That could have happened too. I think that was the other scenario that I had pictured. Maybe she didn't hit him, but either way, I don't know what really happened. But some people came out on Meg's side saying that they admitted that she did try to beat up on him, or like at least hit him, for just kind of being upset. But let me go to the lyric right here. But when does it get strange? When you start lying to your best friend about us doing things and hope she ain't entertained. That means, so, you know, like, when does it get strange? When you lie to when you don't tell your friends about how we did something and then hope she's not entertained. That means that she doesn't get offended, or she doesn't get surprised by that and be like, oh shit. So that's what happened. So he's like, okay, so you never told Kelsey this. And it's just like, you make things more difficult because then now, like, you keep secrets from one another. So he's also going into what caused the rift between her and Kelsey. Obviously, Tory got in the way. And he's like, really? And you're not going to tell me that's strange? And the world unveils your curtains and all day laughing at your pain, but does it change when we both reveal that our mothers died? And we still dealing with some pain and need someone to entertain? Or does it change when you break down in my arms and start crying and feel like you're alone and I tell you everything's okay? And I know I ain't running game, even Munchie know my aims. But will you ever know my name and not just Tory from the fame? Will we ever talk about this? Will we ever console again? Or will you keep acting like I put you in some danger and pain? So that means, will you keep putting up this bravado that I put you in danger and I put your life at risk and made you suffer? And he goes like, and when you hop back in the car with me, you knew everything was safe. Psh, please don't let these niggas make you change. We both know what happened that night and what I did, but it ain't what they saying. But when the feelings change, he's like, but yeah, when you change your feelings, like, if you weren't really mad at me or spiteful for me, you know, we wouldn't be talking about this. But obviously, because now your feelings change, the pain start oozing from the heart and make you think less logically. You know what I mean? It's just like, it makes you switch up. That's what he's talking about. When the feelings change, the pain start oozing from the heart. So since you change, now you feel like you don't got love for me anymore, that you don't care. Since you're bleeding out, you want me to bleed out too. That's how you feel. And start cruising through the vein and start leaking out your mouth when you hop on the live and talk live. It's oozing through your brain. Listen, we watch them animes, still granted from my player phase. Potentials of being Bay and Jay, just watching for my fan base. That's an interesting line right there. Potentials of being Bay and Jay. I'm just trying to get back to the days when you would hop on the jet, land in Miami for a span of days and stay with me. Or when I would do the same, Atlanta plane from A to Z and pull in your driveway in AMG. I'll step out the car and see your two arms embracing me. We both playing games with money, powers, and fans, but just tell me how it changed. Have your feelings rearranged? Or deep down are they the same? Cause I just want to reconcile with you. Spend a while with you, send some flowers, watch a smile hit you. After counting do you hear, you sent a wild picture, then you call me to come step out with you. Yeah, so it gets in deep like that. But let me make this clear. you're probably wondering how the third party came in and why they would come after Tory, and why out of all people. Like, here's the thing you gotta keep in mind. Tory's one of these few cats that when he did his music, everything he spoke about was true. He's not like these other cats that just lie to make it. He's one of the few genuine cats, like J. Cole, like Kendrick, like August Alsina, okay? Like Bryson Tiller. These cats that were really real about what they went through in life and talked about it. Tory was just like one of them, alright? Real ass dudes. That's why I fucked with his music heavy. And that's why I still fight for him in spite of all this bullshittery that he's been doing musically. But getting back on that topic, dude was a guy that he was wise beyond his years, and like I said, just was focused on making the most beautiful music and art. He treated music, if we're putting it in perspective, as a woman, like as if it was the most beautiful thing he's ever done. So that's how it was. He was like making love, like he was making music like he was making love to a woman, like taking his time, really making it worthwhile. You know what I mean? He made the most out of it. And that's where it was really like where some of the best musics came ever, man. And to me, he also has a little bit of lack of confidence, similar to Meg. Not as bad, but for example, like when he was bald, his friend's sister once suggested like he looks cool, but with that bald head, he looks like he was 50. That shit flipped him. That's what caused him that day to get the hairline and all that. And to me, that's what changed him from Fargo into Trendy Lames. That's when he started doing Love Me Now. And then he changed his style of music from giving care to music to now just banging any type of beat he could get, like it was a 2-dime hoe and then just 2-cent hoe and just going back and forth like Dine and Dash. That's all it was. He didn't care. And to me, that was, in my opinion, just atrocious. And I knew that things were heading for the worst for him. I tried to tell people through videos. They just called me a hater. They just said I was being spiteful. I told them, nah, he's trash. What he's doing is bad for him. It's not healthy. They didn't believe me. Alright? You can check out my reaction to Temperatures Rising. How many people spited me? I tried to explain it to y'all. This is not Tory. Alright? He's just watering down his stuff. He's basically befriending the industry. Guess what happens when he does that? His music doesn't become a priority anymore. Now he's just living life, the celebrity life, being friends with everybody. He put himself in this situation, and at first I gotta think, he already had, I know he had to learn to grow up, be a man and be on his own, but he has his crew, he has his team. Has he really not felt love yet? True love? Did he really need to go and meet all these people to feel love? Like, that's what I'm saying. JoJo, Kalani, I don't care if it's just music ventures. Still, why does he need to work with these people? Why? Why does he need to go out and get with these people? No, not at all. Like, you don't need these people, dog. You good on your own. But anyways, then people started being spiteful and said he was copying sounds. That shit bugged him. Then he got mad and spiteful back at them and started copying these guys. Said, yeah, go ahead and say I sound like this dude, because now I don't give a damn. I'm gonna sound like him. One of the cats that he did this with was Roddy Ricch on Watch For Your Soul. And Tory, in the most ignorant way, tried to justify, like, I was writing a song about my dead homie. You write a song, but you see how you made the song? Dog, that was disrespectful on so many levels. Roddy Ricch says, oh, I know you can't be biting any harder than that. And understand this, Roddy Ricch, in his position, remember this, how significant. He was the last guy to work with Nipsey while he was alive. Not only just record a song, but also he was the last guy to appear in a music video with Nipsey Hussle alive. Nipsey Hussle is a great figure, and people started to really look at Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch already had a great he has a good fan base in the first place. But as soon as he got with Nipsey, that was it. And how LA rocks, just like how any other city when they support their local artists, like how New Orleans is crazy about Lil Wayne. LA is the same way with Nipsey, and with Roddy Ricch, he's got people that back him up. When they see him tweet that and they know that you're disrespecting him, you already had a target on your head, and I'm pretty sure you know that. But you don't care. You said, it's whatever. I'm a tough nigga. Well, guess what? You're like, let them test me. Well, they tested you at probably the worst time possible to test you, when you were in the middle of a drama like this with a drunk chick who didn't have the best instinctive reflexes. Because guess what? When things don't seem to go her way, she tends to panic and not really be able to control herself like how you can, because you've been in through life-threatening situations. Meg, complete opposite. She may have lost her mom and dad, but she hasn't gone through, I know from what I could tell, from what I could see. I don't know, but from what I could tell from how she is, she still acts like a little girl. I don't think she's been through anything that was life-threatening as like that situation. How she acted so damn traumatized. She hasn't felt traumatized like that since she lost her parents. I bet you that. So, to me, it's like, that's what I'm saying, dog. Like, you put yourself in that situation, and those cats saw you, and they saw the opportunity to find a lick, and they were like, come on, we're gonna get this dude. Not because Roddy Ricch is completely innocent. Let me make that very clear. Roddy Ricch is innocent and has nothing to do with this. But the people that support him in his music, or support him because they might know him and they're from the same city or same area as him, probably caught you and said, fuck it, there he is, let's get him. They've probably been scheming on this, and to not anticipate that this could happen, that's also a fault on your own, bro. That's another tech, if you want to say it, technical foul on you, bro. So boom, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta understand, sometimes the things you do, what you put out will come back to you. So the seeds that you sow, you reap. So that's why, if there's any seed I can give you, bro, is that what you had was going fine in the first place. Don't change it. Also, you open up your circle way too quick, way too fast, way too wide for anybody to come in, and that ultimately, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn it. It completely, pretty much, it left you open, exposed, and it compromised. There we go, compromise. It compromised your musical, what's the word I'm looking for? Musical progression, in a sense. Like, your progression as an artist. That's why people keep saying you evolved. I'm like, fool. He didn't evolve. He just followed trends. That's all he did. And the evolution for him would be like going from Sincerely Tory to Conflicts of My Soul. From Conflicts of My Soul to Lost Cause. From Lost Cause to I Told You. That's natural step-by-step growth. What he did was pretty much abandon the path that he was taking, that to keep walking on, to continue gaining mileage, and took a different route that wasn't meant for him. That's what he did, okay? He didn't evolve. He detracted, he derouted himself from where he was supposed to continue growing, keep going. That's what people don't understand. Now, I'm hoping that he does get this, and realize music is definitely important, and music is your life, bro. So why would you play around with that? You've been rapping since you were a kid and all that. It's in your system, it's in your soul. So why would you treat music like it's a hope? Don't, bro. That's what I'm saying. Because this is what led to how you act. Because like how you put yourself in music is how you reflect yourself in real life. That's why I criticize your music. I'm like, dude, you whack. You're acting. I try to do it like that to get your attention, because I knew eventually it's gonna lead in your personal life like how it did now. Okay? So that's all I gotta say. Look, nobody's right here. I think both Tory and Meg were immature. Kelsey was downright wrong. They all have their own reasons for why they're wrong. It's a situation that got ugly that doesn't need to be ugly, and honestly, it's blown out of proportion than it needs to be. And it's just, to me, it seems like Meg is flocking for attention. Kelsey just wants to be spiteful and throw Tory under the bus and let him burn alive. That's what she wants. She's not gonna get it. If anything, it's gonna reflect upon her. So there you go, karma, baby. But yeah, Meg's gonna have to realize eventually that she was wrong for what she did, and she's gonna have to own it up to Tory, like how he said. And Tory wants to own it up to her, and he's tried. And he would have had an opportunity had that witness not called, found his car sitting there while they're all, after the shooting happened, where Meg is just traumatized, looking at her injury, looking at her feet bleeding. She's scared. Tory's like, fuck, this has really gotten from bad to worse. And Kelsey's here just being irrelevant, doing nothing. Like, your ass should have been kicked out of the car in the first place. I mean, why are you in there? And, you know, Tory wanted to take her home, and he wanted to do things right for her. But like I said, the cops pulled them over 10 minutes later, and that was it. It was a nightmare. But Tory's gonna bounce back from this. I think the best thing I can give to Tory is continue to have faith in God. Go ahead, but learn from your mistakes, and most importantly, learn from how you sound like in your music. Because, dude, what you sound like in music reflects what you sound like in life, and you gotta listen to your old self, bro. Go back and visit your old stuff, dating back to, you can go to Just Landed, you can go visit Mr. Peterson, Swavey, Chicks Tape 1, Sincerely Tory. I'd say go in that order. Every mixtape after that, you know, the main ones: Conflicts of My Soul, Chicks Tape 2, Lost Cause, Cruel Intentions, Chicks Tape 3, New Toronto 1, all the way up to I Told You. And pause right there. Just pause. Don't touch Chicks Tape 4, New Toronto just yet. Pause right there, because you need to understand. And I want you to listen to all the Lucy's, all the Fargo Friday cuts that you released in between as well. Especially starting with The Godfather, all the Fargo Friday cuts, all the way up to the release of I Told You. Listen to all the joints you were dropping and understand the type of mentality he was in. Once you get that, play that, go again, follow that, rerun, recycle, put it in your head, okay? And then that will remind you how to get back on the same path that God meant to take you in the first place. To get yourself, find yourself your way back. You got to take, it's like kind of like when you lose something, you got to backstep it and figure out what the first thing you did and then the second thing. Do that. That's what you got to do. You lost your identity as a musical artist. You got to find it again. So you got to backtrack and start at step one and find a way, and then do it again until you remember where you last left off and what you was trying to do in the first place before something came and ruined everything. You say it's Benny Blanco and Mad Love. I don't think that's what the case was, my nigga. I think really what happened was he was too busy in the studio and he felt like he was missing out on having some fun outside. Plus, what your sister friend said, you felt like, you know what, you're still young, you wanted to live life young. You didn't get a chance to do that when you were a teenager because that was taken away from you. So you felt like you wanted to get that time back. That's what really happened, okay? Not Benny Blanco, Bad Love. That to me was a convenient excuse, bro. Last I checked, I don't think they really held back. Now, I'm not saying that they're innocent. I think if they held money back from you that they should have paid you, fuck them for that. That's what I'm gonna say. But as far as creativity, them dumbing it down, that's bullshit. I know that for a fact because after you dropped New Toronto 3, the first thing you dropped as an independent artist was Temperature Rising, and that song was trash, and you know it, okay? And then you try to do an 80s album. It's like, dude, you're following trends. You're trying to do something that you never would do in the first place because last I checked, you were all about combining all the different sounds together. You weren't about separating and segregating sounds. Oh, I'm gonna do an 80s and acoustic. No, the real Tory Lanez would have done a song where it made you feel like an 80s type of joint mixed with acoustic. Then you would have a song where you sing a little bit Spanish, have a little bit pop, and it has a little bit R&B, then another trap, then another, like Cruel Intentions. You know what I mean? That's Tory. Swavey, he was all about making the melting pot. Dog, that mentality for music is gonna be what's gonna make you the biggest artist in the world, okay? You gotta get back to doing that again. You gotta rediscover what Swavey means to you once more. Once you do, you will be back to your old self again, dog. You'll be able to fully move off from this and then, yeah, change for the better, dog. But that's the thing, you gotta discover yourself first. As far as Meg Thee Stallion, I think for her, she has to get burnt from this. And once she does, she's gonna have to learn to recognize her losses and don't cry about them. Learn from them because it's from your L's. If you learn from them, you can convert them into biggest W's. And I think once she does that, watch out for the world. I'm just saying, the next Queen Latifah might be up. That being said, this your boy True Blue signing out. I'm tired. That's it. I pray for the best. I pray for all parties. I mean, especially Kelsey. She's gonna get burnt the hardest out of all of them. But that being said, man, it's been a dark time, really, for music, for everything. I feel like, and people don't want to admit it, but things got pretty damn basic and whack, and they just support whack like it's good when it's not. So, Tory, you gotta realize that at the end of the day, you're gonna be on top of the world as the #1 artist. So you gotta lead like it too, man. You gotta get back to that mentality, because you definitely had that in it. You was thinking like that during your come up days. You gotta get back to it. I know you're finally remembering it again. You're independent, cool, but now you gotta take advantage of being independent and finally open your creativity like you're supposed to. And don't just tell us that you're gonna do it. Go in the studio, take your time. Like I said, it's art. Don't feel like you have to feel like it's hard work or stress. Enjoy it. And like I said before, you can go in the studio and do that while you have the time. Chill, spend time with your family, but play all your old joints again, dog. Specifically, like I said, since I think Chicks Tape 1, it's a great spot too. Swavey's a great spot. I think really you can go to Swavey, shoot, Just Landing, skim through Just Landing, skim through what was I gonna say? Skim through not Mr. Peterson as much. There's some beautiful tracks on it. Swavey, you can skim through it. Chicks Tape, listen through it. Chicks Tape 1, you need to devour as an R&B artist, okay? Sincerely, Tory, devour it and let that sink and marinate. Soak it up. Soak up Conflicts of My Soul. Devour that, especially. I don't give a damn. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's some Conflicts of My Soul you need to devour wholefully. Chicks Tape 2, devour wholefully. Chicks Tape 2 resonates a big chunk of who and what makes you Tory Lanez. Okay, let's make that clear. That's why, to me, it's still the king. It's the king of all Chicks Tapes for a damn reason, because it just shows what kind of drive and how you envision to go from beginning to end. That tape right there just explains everything. My God, flawless performance. The only thing is just it wasn't fully mastered, but who cares? It wasn't mixed, who cares? It was a beautiful tape. Lost Cause, devour it wholefully. I told you, devour it wholefully. Cruel Intentions, devour it wholefully.